Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. All the way up. All the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. What you want, shorty? What you need?
Good morning. This is a Reach Podcast Show with your host, LeVar Ellis. We're just giving y'all some vibing music this morning. And as you can see up on the screen, who our amazing guest is today. So we want you guys to welcome her in and thank her for being part of the show this morning. I just want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
No problem, no problem. And guess what, guys? We have another person. This is her first interview and podcast, man. We kind of stepped away from acknowledging that and talking about that, but I was telling her that I'm gonna probably have to really think about changing the name to this show, but no, I'm not gonna do that. But, exclusive podcast show, because most of my guests, I think I'm still really at about 90%, 95%, where my guests are first-time speakers or introducing their businesses and stuff. And y'all know the point is we're telling the stories of the community, but also the stories behind the people that are driving the stories that we're talking about. So nothing is different today. Another amazing story to be told, another amazing business person and woman doing her thing in the industry. And so we'll welcome Miss TOYA Create. So again, thank you for being here. We'll put her information up in a little bit. But as you guys know, we have to definitely just recognize a few things. And I'll just say we have a few announcements and just recognizing people that have been down with the Reach Podcast Show. And I call this our sponsor part of the show. And so, of course, with our sponsors being recognized, we want to just say thank you to everybody who's been part of this series. This is season number 3, episode number 4, and we're still kicking. So if you have a business and you just want to get the word out, you have never gotten the word out, you need to get the word out a little bit more, or you overloaded with getting the word out, you're still welcome to come on this show, man, and just tell everybody what you got going on and express it to the platform that I've created. So first of all, first sponsor, definitely have to give a huge shout out to Dad Chronicles and all the people that are helping. That is my nonprofit. And with the nonprofit, we are exposing and imposing opportunities to our youth, helping them understand that there are many, many, many things that they can be, whether it's somebody who's going to school to be a doctor, getting their PhD, want to be a lawyer, or if you're that person who's like tired of school, you're just trying to graduate, get out of school, there are things that you can do as well. You can become an artist. You can become a painter. You can do whatever you want to do. You can be, guess what, a producer, director. You can get involved with this podcast thing, and that may take you to and propel you to places that you never knew. So that's what we're doing with Dad Chronicles and the stories that we are helping our children create and let them help define their voice and just grow up and be everything that they can be. So huge shouts out to my crew over with Dad Chronicles and all the volunteers and for the amazing support and help that we get doing all the things that we're doing. And also, if you are still in full support, I'll say, and you're standing behind, we have an event this coming up weekend where Dad Chronicles will get a spotlight with the World Youth Foundation. And that is the organization where I really started my journey and volunteering and doing community service. That is a huge thing. So if you're looking for some community service, you can get with me or you can go directly to the World Youth Foundation. But it is now a partnership. I'm now a community partner of this organization. They've been around 32-something years right here in the city of Houston. And what a lot of people don't know is that most of the community service things, a lot of things that are going on with the kids, the World Youth Foundation is strongly behind those things and behind the scenes and doing a lot to help those events take place and make the connections with the youth of the city. So big, huge, huge, huge shout out to World Youth Foundation. They have their big their biggest fundraiser of the year this coming weekend is going to be at the Hobby Center on this Sunday. So from 2 to maybe about 6, clear your calendar. This is a production that is put on by kids, produced by the kids, directed by the kids, of course with adult supervision and things like that. So you can get kind of two things at one time. You can get a highlight of that Chronicles, but also check out the partnership and the community partnership that I formed with this organization. So huge shout out to our president, Ms. Karen, and everybody that's behind it. Shout out to Ms. Lavonda. She's doing a wonderful job trying to get everything prepared for this up and coming weekend. So also, the main thing, I'm still part of that organization. I'm one of the 3 legs for that organization of our YIP program, which is also the biggest part of that program, Youth Innovative Incubator Program. And that's another way that we get the kids out, get exposed to different opportunities. Every second Saturday of the month on from about 10 to 12, we have them doing all kind of stuff. We take them to the flight museum because you can be a pilot. Did you know that you can get a license to be a pilot at the age of 16, right? And you can just take off from there. Something that they learn. We're teaching them robotics and mechanics and stuff like that. Just a whole lot of stuff. And if you've been following me, you can check the page and you'll see a lot of stuff that's going on. So you see the website that's scrolling right there. We have a landing page because they are revamping the whole entire website. So new things are coming with that organization as well. So huge shout out to the organization as a whole, and shout out to my youth team. Shout out to Miss Ronnie and Michelle. Let's keep making this thing great, and looking forward to seeing you guys on this weekend. So with that being said, the other thing I want to highlight is just a lot of people come and they volunteer, and they're quiet when it comes to that. And so volunteering and community service is a huge thing. But the thing that we've been dealing with a lot lately is mental health. So I also started up a mental health and wellness podcast called the Mind Matters Podcast Show. And we're going to be streaming live tonight as we've been, and we just got into season number 2 with that show, and I think it's episode number 13, if I'm saying that correctly. So catch us this evening, Facebook, YouTube, and also Instagram, and we're talking about all the things that we're dealing with when it comes to mental health for our kids, for our adults, in our community, being a business owner, in relationships, just making mental health normal, and just recognizing for our community, that being our Black and brown community, yes, we are specifically geared to our culture, but it's for any and everybody. It's not a prejudice thing, but we do have to proclaim that we are definitely trying to get our people to understand your mental health is important. And our slogan is check the mind, because the mind matters. And it's definitely an important thing to do. You can go to my YouTube page. I made a post this morning about the 6 things that a strong-minded person does. So go and check that out at It's Lead to You. It's Lead to You. ITSLEE 2, the number 2, and you. It's Lead to You, and you'll see a little bit of that, and it also direct you to our, or you can go on the Mind Matters podcast Instagram page as well. So look forward to seeing everybody. Another proud sponsor of this show, the Reach Podcast Show. And so we want to just thank everybody for tuning in. And on Instagram, if you logged in again, if you want to see some of the graphics that we're putting up right now, you don't want to miss information. Like I said, you can switch it over to YouTube, or you can check us out on Facebook. But we definitely appreciate you guys tuning in here. We're gonna have to figure out how to get this stuff moving. I need an intelligent person to get Instagram to change their stuff now, so we can stream directly to their platform. They don't allow that. But so also, lastly, before we get into the show, we have to talk about where we're at. This beautiful place that we are in, this establishment, it is a huge deal now in the city. And got to give a huge shout out to Brown Sugar Cafe and Books, man. Shout out to our proprietress and the queen and the owner. Shout out to Raven Rose for all the things that she's doing over here and keeping this place going. Sister, I thought she was gone, but I heard she's still in town. So maybe I'll get to see you today before you leave. I want you to go and enjoy yourself. Have a good vacation. So shout out to our sister Raven Rose for doing all the wonderful things that she's doing with this store. And we love all the support that has been coming in. And we want to thank everybody for, if you haven't visited, if you haven't shopped here, it's definitely something that you want to do and come by and check out the ambiance. Everybody that comes by is absolutely blown away by the overall presence of the store and all the things that we're doing here. We want to put up the address on the screen and how to follow and catch Brown Sugar Books and Cafe, and there's a lot of things that we're doing here. So I'll run through it really quickly. And an update for anybody who didn't know. So we started off being closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. We started being open 7 days a week. We are unfortunately, but fortunately, because we need a break too, we're now closed again on Mondays and Tuesdays. We're open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Instagram, I hope you heard that. 10 to 7 Wednesday through Friday, and then on Saturday and Sunday we're open from 10 to 6 instead of 7, just cutting it down for 1 hour, and that's pretty normal business hours here in the city of Houston. So huge shout out to the Vibe Tribe and everybody that makes this place go around. Shout out to my girl Raven, the owner, and let's just keep doing what we're doing, man. We appreciate everybody. So without any further delay, I want to just say thank you for being here. Welcome. And I'm excited about the story and everything that you have to say. And even more excited that this is your first time. And I hope you enjoy and have fun. But go ahead and introduce yourself, and I'll just put a couple things up while you're talking and say hello to everybody. Again.
Right, again. Okay, all right. Well, hello, everyone. I am TOYA, known as TOYA Creates, and founder of Blue Prolific Studios. A little bit about me, I've been painting since I was probably 13, started that in New Mexico. I was born in the Netherlands, and I've been in Houston since 2014.
Okay.
Came down here to start over, follow my dreams, more opportunity for art and design, and it was the best decision I ever made.
That's what's up. So we got to kind of walk through this part. So, I mean, I don't think I know anybody from the Netherlands.
Well,
did I say it right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you did.
So, what was that experience like? I mean, I don't even know what to ask about that.
Oh, yeah, I know. Most people don't.
And you were actually born there?
Yes, I was actually born there, but military. So,
Gotcha.
yes.
Gotcha.
So I was only there till about 5.
Mom or dad or both?
My dad.
Your dad, okay.
Air Force.
Air Force, that's
Yes.
what's up. Shout out to the Air Force.
Yes.
Appreciate your service, Dad, and
Absolutely.
everybody else.
Thank you.
Yeah. Did you ever go to the military or anything?
No.
You took another route.
Yes, I did. I am definitely not physical or into
or in the heat. Right?
Or in the heat. I don't do outside.
Absolutely. And I just think so. Shout out to our man G Maddox. I know you know Snader George.
Yes.
We were joking. I was like, how you ain't been here? We just had a art guy. She was like, well, he told me it was outside, and I'm like, yeah, it was outside. A little too hot. It's definitely Houston, and the heat is something else. Yeah. So I definitely understand. We had plenty of water for everybody, so nobody died. But so back to the Netherlands. So what do you remember, or what type of experience can you tell us about this?
The only thing I remember is it was extremely cold. We had the lakes used to freeze in the backyard, so my brothers, of course, they were old enough to go ice skating out there.
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah, you can do that.
I don't know if I would have been brave enough to do that, though.
Oh, that's not me either.
You get out there and you have a little crack in the ice, and then, I mean, you what do you call them? Your penguin food at that
there
point.
You go. Like, no. I did not do that.
Okay.
Again, only there till 5. But
Gotcha.
yes, and aside from that, I just remember Dutch babysitters always speaking in Dutch. But
you speak Dutch fluently now?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. My parents and my family always told me stories about rambling in Dutch,
right.
but none of them learned it, so I don't know it.
Okay. And then, so with that being said, so first I'm gonna ask, do you prefer the hot or the cold? I think I know the answer.
I like it somewhere right in the middle.
Right in the middle. So, with you having the experience of the Netherlands, and of course being here in Houston, it relates to the weather. What would be, in your imagination, I don't know if you've been or haven't been, but what would be your favorite city that you would choose as far as perfect climate or the type of climate you'd be looking for?
Tell you the truth, it's probably Houston based on everywhere I've lived. Oklahoma, New Mexico, Ohio. I didn't really care for the weather in either of those. Houston works for me. I just go inside during August for the most part.
That's what's up. And you said you left there when you were 4?
5.
5. Okay. And so y'all came straight to Houston?
Oh no. Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Alamogordo, New Mexico, Dayton, Ohio, and then here.
Wow. Okay. So when you got here, do you remember how old you were, or?
I was an adult when I came here.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
But I used to come here every year. My mother's originally from Texas. So
okay.
Yes, Houston was very familiar when I moved.
Gotcha. You know what side of town she was from?
What, Missouri City?
Okay, the Mo. Absolutely. So I'm a hybrid. I'm from Southwest Alief, Texas, and it's easy because then I just put it down.
There you go,
it
right?
The Mo City. So I graduated from Willow Ridge High School in '96. So shout out to Mom, shout out to the Mo and all my people out there, and also the SWAT, Southwest Alief, Texas. So it's a different place, I think you would say. And so with all the other cities that you've been in, you feel like this is the most comfortable for you? You can,
Absolutely,
as far as opportunities and stuff like that?
Yes, living so many different places, coming from different backgrounds, that's kind of how art came into play because everywhere I go, I could always take art with me.
Okay.
No matter the change and adjustments. And here in Houston, it's too many different types of people. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
There was no need to adapt. It's, there's a lot of us.
Yeah.
All types of people. So I like to hear that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And so, around what age do you think you were when you got here? I know you say you were an adult.
Oh, yeah. I was 29.
Wow. Okay.
29.
So it hasn't been that long.
No.
Was it a huge transition in adapting to the city?
Well, I came here on a whim.
Okay.
I was tired of Ohio, and I knew I was worth more and wanted more.
Cleveland, Ohio?
Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio. Okay.
Yes, Dayton, Ohio, and I just packed up everything that fit in my Honda Civic.
Wow.
Went back to school, and here I am.
You took a leap of faith.
Yes, I did. It's a 100% leap.
Wow. And so at this very moment, is it worth it?
Absolutely.
Man, that show's over. We're done. But nah, that's a huge thing, man. And I've talked about that with a lot of my guests, with just people in general, and with kids and understanding their just the approach on life. You have to take risks. I was reading something this morning. Calculated risk, though, is important as well.
Yes, it is.
So I'm glad you did that, is what I'll say. I appreciate you taking that leap of faith and being in the position that you're in now and understanding that everything happens for a reason.
Oh, yes.
And I want to take a minute and say shout out to her guests that we have in the studio. Hey, y'all, welcome. Appreciate y'all being here. And that's important too, having people support you. So that's a huge, huge, huge thing. So want to get into the story now. So, you came here, you jumped out on leap of faith. And like I was saying, to whatever extent you want to explain basically what was going on. And the reason I asked you to do this is because, number one, you're helping somebody. Somebody's watching. Somebody's either in the same exact position, in the same city, probably in your same apartment or home. No, I'm joking. But they're in the same position that you're in, and I want them to really hone in and understand, hey, man, you can do it. It might not be to the degree that you're doing what you're doing, but they're thinking about doing something or just thinking about taking a step and scared to do that, or not necessarily scared. They might just feel like, I don't know, we want to know what the end looks like before we go there. But that's the whole thing about the journey. You have to just step out there, and take the opportunity to understand that it's a process, and you got to go through it. So to whatever degree, as far as what was going on and what you were tired of, tell us a little bit about that before we get into the story. And ladies, if y'all want to switch over to see us, y'all can. Y'all can switch right there.
Well, try not to get too far into it. Yeah, I know absolutely. You have a flow of things. But like you were saying, mental health matters. I was at a point where I just felt low. You know what I mean? I felt low. I've always actually known what I wanted and who I wanted to be, what I wanted to achieve, but I just let it fall. I got in a really bad car accident at one point, and it was like, lost a lot of weight, mentally was drained, just letting myself fall into the dark hole that a lot of us do.
Right.
And one day I just decided I wasn't going to anymore.
Enough of this.
Enough of it, yeah. I have talent that I want to show, that I love. It's rare people know what they want, know what they love, know what they're good at, know what they're meant for. And I know, and the whole point is to get out there and do it. Absolutely. And, you have to be okay, like you said, with the journey, and I was okay if I fell. I wanted to go back to school. I did it instantly. I was in school before I even arrived.
Oh, wow.
I was already registered in school. I got the best grades I ever could have, top of my class. I won the award for portfolio and graduating. It's all about if I want to do it or not, and I decided I wanted to.
Don't let me forget about the other awards.
Right.
We'll get to that part. Don't let me. We got to talk about that one. Don't let me forget about that one. Then that's amazing. So how did you choose Houston? Or was it because this is a familiar place because of your mom? Or
Familiar. My brothers lived here. My mother came here and she was taking care of her dad. The second parent she ended up having to take care of until he passed
Yeah.
away. And I just wanted to be here. I wanted to be closer. I wanted to be there for her. And I just wanted to be in a place where we understand that for our people it's hard for us no matter where we go.
Right.
But they say things about a red state and all that. But
Yeah.
I recognize that our people are still out here
Yeah.
fighting to achieve something. We're making different moves. We're creating different businesses. We're taking leaps. And I wanted to be where people are taking that leap at.
That's what's up, man. That's just amazing within itself. It makes me want to say show over again. But no, we got to tell the story, and so I commend you for that. That's huge. And the big part of that is I want to insert that not everybody is gonna know what they want to do, and that's something that you did know, and that's a huge help to the journey.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, again, if you're somebody who's just trying to figure it out, again, the biggest part is just stepping out and just saying, you know what, I'm gonna have the faith. Pray about it,
Yes,
try to hear from
always.
God if you can, but if it's something that's tugging and pulling on you, that's the thing. That's the sign. If it's just like, I can't get rid of this feeling or this thought or this idea, then you definitely want to take advantage or at least explore that. And it can definitely take you into a different route. But the important part is jumping out there and just doing it. So, Robin here in Houston, you're being supportive of your mom and everything. And, sorry about the loss because I've been through that with my grandfather and my grandmother, having to take care of them. And, man, it's crazy. So I would say in 2020, starting with my grandmother and then ending with my dad's mom, my other grandma, we lost 5 people in a matter of 30 days. So November 4th to December 4th, and that's ironic. So I definitely understand the degree of loss.
Sorry for your loss.
Yeah, no problem, man. It's just things happen, and that's part of the journey too. Things that will just because I was in a dark hole. That's the reason I'm even bringing that up. Just here recently, and then you have to pull yourself out of that and just remember the things that you want to do.
Yep.
So,
make a choice.
Yeah, and you were already enrolled in class, doing your thing. And so, what do you consider being the aha moment about, you already knew what you wanted to do, but did you already have Blue Prolific?
No.
So tell us about that and how that came to be.
So, that's an interesting thing how that went. After I graduated, or while I was at school, like I said, I started clubs. I realized very quickly, they always say it's about who you know. It's about people liking you. It's about you networking. It's about, being an artist. I'm both an introvert and an extrovert. So that's pretty difficult. Hence why we're here on the first podcast, But I did everything that I could. And the crazy thing about it is, even though I was so successful, I was getting clients from school. I was mentoring other students.
Wow.
I created an expo there.
You was ahead of the curve.
I was trying, I was actually, creating things for other artists.
It years for people to do that.
Hey, but I was on it. I had a mission.
Yeah.
I had a mission. I had a goal, and that mission was not going to change. I refused to let it.
That's what's up.
And the thing about it was, though, when I graduated, I was one of those people. No one would give me an interview. I could not get an interview to save my life.
Wow.
I probably had maybe one, and I never had that problem, And it was like, what could I have done better? And in truth, I noticed times where, when people would talk to me, or at 2 interviews, and at both of those interviews, I knew that when they saw me, they didn't expect me. And I know that happens, and it's happened to me at other times, but that can be kind of crushing, Like you can either let it take you in a negative way, or you can do something about it. And I wasn't wasting any time. I said, you guys want all of these things from me. When you see me, you're not giving me the opportunity. So I made my own. That's what brought on Blue Prolific Studios. I said, well, I got my degree in graphic and web design. I want to do art. I want to be in a creative field. I'm going to force the opportunity for myself.
Gotcha.
And that's what made me create that business. And it's sustained me for over 3 years.
Wow. And so it's been in 3 years in
started in 2018.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
That is huge. A lot of people, again, what you wanted, and the thing for me is that you stuck to the course and you stood your ground and you knew what you wanted to do and you didn't let nothing deter you. A lot of times, a lot of people are trying to figure out what they want to do, and then something speaks to them for a long time, they keep running from it, then they circle right back to it.
Yeah.
And that's why I say it takes people years. But either way it goes, is just the fact of staying the course,
Yeah.
and to keep going. So that's huge part. So tell us a little bit about like what you offer. I know graphic designs, but like, is there a specialty that you aim toward, for businesses? Sell yourself, girl. I forgot to tell you. This is like your commercial. I always give people a chance to talk about their commercials, but no, just speak a little bit about what you provide.
So it's Blue Pro Six Studios provides a lot of things. That's why I had to create something separate from just fine art.
Yeah.
Prolific came because it's like different types of creativity, but it's like a lot of different things, a large body of things. And so like you said, I do graphic design, marketing design, social media design. I can do your brochures, I can print them, I can do your logos, the branding of all kinds. I also print promotional products.
Wow.
So, coffee mugs, keychains, apparel, mouse pads, phone cases,
Raven, I don't know if you're watching. I'm thinking something. I hope you're thinking the same thing I'm thinking.
I do all this in my home studio, and I do this for my clients. So,
Okay.
Then I also provide murals. I've done quite a few murals around the city as well. Illustrations. There are a few children's books published that I was the illustrator of.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm an all around. I like to think I'm like the new school or Renaissance.
Now you told us about Prolific, but why Blue Prolific? Is there something behind that?
Blue Prolific, because blue is honestly my favorite color.
What's up, Landon? That's my son.
That's my favorite color. But also because it's calming, it's relaxing. Prolific is like you're all things. You can be excitable, you can also be relaxed and professional.
Yeah,
both.
Absolutely, and I definitely can dig that because blue is part of our On the Mind Matters. We picked blue because of the color palette and stuff, and so. Before you pick colors, man, find out the meanings behind these colors. Get a color palette. That's extremely important, right?
Yes,
you have anything you'd like to say on that? That's an important thing.
It is.
To have meaning behind pretty much everything. And you went to school for this, so you obviously definitely know what you're doing.
I do. I like to think that I do.
Yeah.
I did pretty well in school.
Yeah. And you're getting awards in school, and then you worked your way toward different awards that we'll talk about here in a minute. And so. Is there something that stands out the most in regards to business and your customers, as far as one of the services you offer, or how you go about business there, or customers? Is there something that stands out that you'd like to speak
on? That's a good question. I mean, as far as with my clients, I think for me, I'd like to say I'm the person you want if you've got passion behind what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you have a goal in mind, I'm here to achieve that goal. You know what I'm saying? And the difference is I'm a fine artist first, I'm a graphic designer second, but the two go together well.
Right.
And because of my mind, the way that it works, I'm probably the best for you.
No, that's right. No, head on. She said that. It makes people definitely at least want to give you a try. And guys, y'all already know that's the point of this show, finding people who are not just out there, but they're doing their thing and they're doing it well. So give her a shout. Y'all see the information. I'm going to put up how to find you as far as the social media. So that way people can definitely hit you up, and you just let her know that you found her on the Reach Podcast Show. So that way she'll understand why it's important to do these interviews.
Right. You got me.
But nah. So I'm glad that you stood firm to what you were doing. And so at what point did you paint or were painting? How did the painting, the fine arts come about? How did you start on doing that?
So, like we were saying, military kid, I started with this German gentleman that was teaching college students and adults in his house. Can't even remember his name, sadly, but that's what I was doing in New Mexico, and it stuck. You know, it stuck more than anything I've tried in life, and I ended up going to art school in high school.
You went to school for art too?
Yes, I did. I auditioned for school and got in on my first try.
Wow.
The school actually purchased a couple of my pieces. While I was in high school, I had a piece in the White House.
Now, hold on. You can't just gloss over that. You can't do that.
It wasn't my favorite piece.
It don't matter.
People love what you don't love.
So listen. So I've looked at your work, right? I do my job as well, but The one thing I don't do, like I've already talked to you about, is give all these preloaded questions. This is what I'm gonna ask. No, we're not doing that. It's a organic conversation, and I feel like I learn a lot more that way. Because if I prep to just ask this, you miss part of the story. So hope you can appreciate my style of doing the show. But this school, what is the school? You said this school.
Stivers School for
Stivers
Yeah.
School for
And that was
Art.
in Dayton, Ohio.
Okay, so that's in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and so you, of course, graduated from there. You won an award there. That's where you won the award.
Yes, I won an award there in the Dayton Art Institute and Museum there too.
Okay.
They had me televised and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so they know you well out there.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. And so the piece, you said wasn't your favorite piece, but talk a little bit about the piece. And you should have told me this. I
don't even have a picture of the piece anywhere. No.
Got you.
No, it just wasn't my style. They forced me to try it's like a continuous line.
Okay.
That you cannot pick up your hand at all.
Oh wow.
Not at all, and you just continuously draw someone. So it's extremely abstract, as they're gonna see pretty soon.
Yeah.
I am a little more classic when it comes to my fine art. But yeah, they ended up picking that one. I was mad.
Wow. So that does not represent me well.
No,
I got
that wasn't the right one.
No, I get it. I get
yeah.
it. And that's the one that moved on to the White House.
Yeah.
Okay. You never attached yourself to it, like being accepted?
I did it. I'm very calm, relaxed, behind the scenes. That's why I'm here with you, because it's time to stop being that behind the scenes all the time.
Man, I wish you had. You need to find me a picture of that, and I'm gonna do something with it. I don't know what yet. Probably make a post about it or something. But no, that is really, really cool. Do you remember how old you were when that happened?
I was 17.
17 years old with a painting in the White House.
I know. You say it like that.
No, I mean, I want you to take that in. You were 17.
Right.
I ain't never been to the White House. I'm 44. But so, how did they go about celebrating you? What was if you can remember that part? Just relive the experience and tell us about it.
I mean,
besides being mad.
I know, right? We saw it at first, and CCAD showed like the work that was chosen from students all over the states. They had a little exhibition. We unfortunately didn't get to go to Washington in the White House.
Now I have to stop you there. And you said CCAD. What is that?
Columbus College of Art and Design.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know if that was something people need to be aware of. Okay. That's the school. Right.
Yeah, that's
gotcha.
the school.
Gotcha.
But yes, they just had everything on display. We got to go down there. All the students were, accepted into the show and did a museum visit and all that good stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was pretty. I was pretty calm.
Yeah, 17. It was all right, right? But that's good though. That is really good. So moving into, we're doing our thing now. You had prolific in your mind at this point?
Well, at that point, actually, when I graduated high school, I started Airheads. Airheads Custom Airbrush and Art Studio. So I had a partner doing that. I started that when I was 19, 20. After I was teaching, I actually taught painting straight out of high school to high school students.
Girl,
at the same school.
She's blowing me away with the story, though. Honestly, it's like.
Well, I was the last student graduating that oil painted, and I guess I did so well. They hired me as an adjunct to come back at 18, and I had my own seniors and juniors that I trained to oil paint, and all of my students won scholarships.
Man, listen, I'm gonna jump it out there on faith and say we're gonna connect and the reason I'm saying this is we just finished up a thing called Camp Culture here at the store, and we were doing something for the kids for the summer, and we were teaching them all the different things that we do for everybody that's involved here, from painting, public speaking, journaling, mental health, yoga, exercising outside, of course, all of the arts that all the people here. Being an entrepreneur, the things that you don't necessarily learn in school.
Right.
And that prompts another question I'm going to ask you about. But painting was part of that, and I would have loved to have you part of that. I hate you missed it, but we can develop something, specific for the store and for the youth that we have over here. So it's an ask and a mandate kind of, we're going to definitely make something happen, but because kids enjoyed that's something they enjoyed. Oh, and then podcasting, of course, with me teaching them hosting and directing and being engineers. And finding out where you wanted to be in a set like this. We had a lot of kids didn't want to be on the camera, so they wanted to be the set director.
Right.
We had people that didn't want to be a guest, they didn't want to answer, so they wanted to be like me asking the question. So it was really cool and a nice process. So shout out to Camp Culture. We are definitely putting something together for you guys and usher you off back to school, and hopefully you can tell some people about the things that you learned. And so that's something I definitely want to put together with you. So just making that official as far as the announcement part of it, we'll definitely get to it.
All right.
Yeah. And so talking about how you got into the painting, so you were young, you were already doing your thing, and you've been in the White House already at this point. How did you decide your style, or you just again already knew what it was going to be, or did you kind of learn the style that you chose?
I learned over time. It's funny, I kind of found my style when I stopped allowing other people to show me how to tell me how to do things. In the art realm, it's very, they can be very strict. It can be very cliquish. I appreciate the lessons that I've learned, because I did do painting in college too for a little while. But after a while, it was like I need to be able to do it my way, And when I was able to do it my way, it's when I truly accept.
Flourish,
Yes, that's when I
you
truly.
Put no more bad pictures in the White House, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's only gonna be what represents me.
Yes, only what represents LaToya.
I know that's right. Yes. And so the LaToya Create, before we start showing these amazing pictures that you brought today, you just kept it simple. LaToya Create.
Yeah.
How did you go about that?
What's funny is it used to be uniquely defined,
okay.
Right? And I was, I did that for a couple years, and I just thought, I don't know, it didn't ring the way I wanted to.
It wasn't what you wanted.
It wasn't what I wanted. I decided, hey, LaToya Create, because I wanted it to be me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I said, the murals painted for the Astros and stuff like that. I wanted my name. Wanted to use my name.
Did I hear that correctly? You painted a mural for the Astros?
I partnered on two other artists to paint a mural. Donkey Boy. Yeah. People have heard of Donkey Boy.
Yes.
Him.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
2018.
Yeah.
2018.
I think I know the mural that you're talking about. We'll talk about that later. That is what's up. And you like that mural and painting?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Absolutely.
That's
what's
up.
I like pretty much everything you'll see now.
Just want to make sure. And so you boldly stepped into your lane, and you are doing a lot of amazing things. And so you're always doing something somewhere, and that's off the Instagram and the stuff that I've seen. What is the most, I don't know how I should word it, but what experience or place, once you just dived into the painting, that stands out the most for you? So we already know about the White House. That was the least, right? But what is a good one that jumps out to you?
It's just as far as a piece.
Painting, or just the experience. If there was somewhere you went.
Well, right now, I've been doing a few things.
Yeah.
It's like hard to pick. But for me right now, it's the piece that's in the exhibit right now. That's different for me. During COVID, I had just started my business at the end of 2018, and then right after we were smashed with COVID.
Right.
You know what I mean, which added to the difficulties.
Yes.
And then we've got the riots going on. Everything that's being publicized. So we're trying to survive the pandemic and social injustice all at the same time. And I finally created that piece, Let Freedom Reign. I wish I could have it, but it's on display right now.
And that's the one that won the award.
Yes,
so we
it
just
is.
Talk about this now.
Yes.
Let's talk about that award. And another huge round of applause, standing ovation to you, because I know that's really, really, really major. So let's slowly talk about that. Don't gloss over that now. But let's talk about that and talk about where it's at and the award and all of that. And then we'll show the rest of your stuff as well.
Okay. It's the 2022 African American Artist Exhibition. That's actually sponsored by the Museum of Fine Arts, and it's at TSU. So shout out to TSU for that. It goes from TSU and travels around the city after that. So it's a lot of different artists. When I tell you we are amazing,
yes,
we are amazing. I was honored to be there at all.
Yeah.
It was just exciting to be there. And the piece, like I was saying, it spoke, I felt, in a way. I feel like sometimes when we're talking about certain things and you see how things are going on, people just get uncomfortable. Other communities get uncomfortable and they see it things as like defensive or everything has got to be a fight and an argument.
Right.
And that piece was meant to convey something different. Like I'm saying the same thing, but I'm saying it in a way that you can receive it. Because we have to learn the way we have to communicate with different people, And it worked. Because it was actually in 2 exhibitions. I won an award at the Big Show, the Lawndale Art Center Big Show. That was 2021 with the same piece. And then now I'm winning this one for the 2022 in the citywide. And I can say that all communities came to me during the openings and they talked to me. They instead of asking me what I was trying to say, they told me what they felt, what they felt, and I had people thanking me for it. And if you're thanking me for conveying something, that means I've done my job.
You've done your job, absolutely.
I've done my job.
And just like with the show, I always say, if you just we reach one person, and that's why I named it the Reach Podcast Show. We're always trying to reach somebody in some shape, form, or capacity, and you're doing the same thing with your art. So it speaks volumes. And so y'all had a ceremony, or what would you call it in regards?
They had an opening reception.
Okay.
Yes, and all the artists were there, as well as different people from the community. People like the song was there. Just a lot of, pretty profound people, the people over at TSU and in their actual museum at TSU. And a lot of, we had awards. So it was Juror's Choice, which was my award, and then it was first to third after that. And it was exciting. The funny thing about it is I knew 2 of the artists that also won.
Okay.
So it's pretty awesome running into people that you've seen and met throughout the years, and you're like, hey.
It comes full circle.
Yeah, it comes full
you here too?
Right.
Yeah, that's huge.
Winners in the room,
Absolutely. And that's shout out to Ms. Lauren Robb. She said she's so right. TOYA is doing the most. Absolutely.
Thank you.
And I mean, now, you, I guess, had a totally different feeling about that award and that piece.
Yes, because think about where it was, like it's all African American artists citywide, like I had one of the ladies over that actually emailed me and said she went home and hugged her children tighter.
Wow.
She cried and she hugged her children tighter.
Wow.
I was like, man,
and
that is the biggest compliment I could ever get.
Yes, absolutely. And we don't have a picture of the piece, but talk about the piece and what it looks like. And you've told what it represents. So can you describe it at all? And of course, the social media is up. So if you want to go and check it out, see it live, go into her page.
Yes, you will find it on my page on Instagram. But it is an oil painting of 2 little kids. So it's a little boy in the forefront with his natural hair, his nice fro and everything. And it's a little girl behind him. And she's peeking behind him because the whole point is it's everyone. It's both of us, And, we're there with you. And we're experiencing that with you, and we're behind you, just like she's behind him, And the point of it being kids is to bring humanity to it. As adults, we forget that we come from, that same area. You know what I mean? Like, we're just people too. Everybody is just a person, and instead of looking at it as adults, if you look at it as children, you can see it in another light instead of seeing it in anger. And there's, and, it's raining, and the umbrella is an American flag. Yeah. But the American flag is red. And through the rain, there are bullets. Yeah. And I know that for some people, it's like, is that raining bullets on my kids? It's
always going to be somebody looking at it in a different light.
In a different light. But the point is, like, the American flag serves as the country we live in, and it's supposed to protect all of us, but it's extremely flawed. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It has the rips in it.
Yeah, it has the rips in it, Yes, and this is whom it's hurting. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, and it's the youth. And I absolutely love that. So again, I'll put the social media up so you guys can go and check that out. You'll find it on her page and all the other social media followers that she has there listed. So make sure y'all go and follow her. And so moving into the things that you brought here, I want to talk a little bit about that because each one is amazing. I'm going to let you tell me where to start, what you want to start with, and we'll do that. I guess we'll start with this one. We put it up here in the forefront, and y'all can see it a little bit, and I'll take the liberty of holding it up in the camera shot. So is there a name for this one?
Beautiful Chaos.
Beautiful Chaos.
Yes, okay. Yes. So this one comes from, the thought process of a little bit of religion, but a way that it could be understood. You know, people see things a lot of different way, and the rib came from Adam to her, and that's messy, right? The thought of it, when you really think about it, it's messy, it's chaotic, but it takes a little bit of messy to create something so beautiful, which
Yes.
is that Black woman. We hold all things within us. We are creation in a sense, So that is what I've conveyed.
That's what's up. That looks really, really, really good. And I mean, this is amazing.
Thank you.
The detail on it, it looks really, really, really good, and the story behind it is even better. So now you pick what piece do you want to move to from here?
Let's do the lion behind
I love it. Absolutely. Y'all just gotta hold on.
that.
Drag that. Instagram. That's for y'all. Y'all can see it. There we go. I think everybody can see it on all the platforms.
There we go. So this is King of Kings.
Okay.
This was for my Black man. You know
Gotcha.
what I mean? Like he's screaming at the lion and everything, and you see the throne because it's difficult. You know, people don't realize sometimes in other cultures, like it's hard to tell. Excuse my French for
good.
a Black man sometimes, and he's just fighting for his right in life. He's fighting for his understanding, and I just wanted to show, hey, we see you.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We see how strong you are. You gotta be to be who you are in a sense,
Yeah.
And I wanted to magnify.
You call this King of Kings?
Because the Black man is a king in his own right.
Absolutely. So I have another platform. It's called King Conversations. And the interesting thing is, this is an ask, and we can talk about it offline. I would love to have this displayed at our next meeting to see if somebody it's for sale, right?
For sure.
Okay. If somebody wants to purchase it, because it's called King Conversations, and the whole point behind it is basically exactly what you were just talking about. And it's a space of vulnerability, honesty, and a place where it's just an all male platform, and we come in and we just talk. We talk about day to day life, how hard it is to be a man, number one,
right,
and then to be a Black man, number two, and all the injustices and difficulties that we have in life. Whether we're just talking about how difficult it is to raise a kid, in the society we're living in now, being married, or thinking about being married, or just dealing with all the trauma that we go through. And so this is an amazing piece to have present at that time. But I would love to talk about that, and if nothing else, sponsor this for something, and we can figure that part out. So I love this piece. I absolutely love this piece. This is amazing. Yes, ma'am. And then I want to hit the other ones. All right. We'll get this one, sis. So this is different.
I know.
This is really, really, really cool.
This is extremely
switching. And you're not leaving nobody out. We doing the men, the women, and everything.
For sure.
I absolutely love it. So if you're on Instagram, there you go. All right. And for everybody that's on Facebook and YouTube, we're talking about this. I think Woman in Red. I don't know. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you
know.
Do it.
You know what's funny is I still have a hard time titling this.
Okay.
I haven't titled it.
Untitled Woman.
It's an untitled woman, I guess. But the whole thing was we have all these things that are going on in our heads, right? And I wanted to do something like you could get a serious point of it, but I wanted it to be more fun. I can be extremely classical as well. And I'm like, but my personality is also bubbly and stuff too. So so many things to show. But I'm like, we have so many things in our heads, so let's have a bunch of positive things. If nobody loves you, love yourself. Because you don't need anybody but yourself and God, in my opinion. But have positive affirmations. So it's basically a sense of self-love.
That is what's up. So again, Instagram, y'all check that out, man. This is a nice piece, as they all are. And you have extreme points behind your pieces. And so I want you to get up, go over there and get that stuff. Hold on one moment. Now these are interesting. As we talk about these, we'll put that one right here. We'll move to this one. What do you call this one?
Lust or torment.
Lust or torment.
Torment, yes.
Okay.
So none of those thoughts with women. So it's like I feel like sometimes, especially when you're a woman, is just so beautiful, and we're trying our attempts to, you know, feel good on the inside, feel good on the outside, look good on the inside, outside, and all that. And my thing is, it could be lust or torment at any point in time.
Wow.
People assume that, she looks great, so it must be great, right? But maybe she's just looking great at this moment while she's got everything on the inside of her as well. And you just assume that she's just
all put together.
Yeah, all put together, but that might not be the case.
Yeah.
It could be lustful, it could be fun.
Wow. That's deep right there. That's deep. So lust or torment.
Mm-hmm.
That is what's up. I love that piece as well. Let me sit this one right here. And then we move, and this is unique right here. So another one. Your Instagram, check it out first. I see a honeycomb kind of idea.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe I'm off.
No.
What do you call this one?
So this is another one I just finished. I'm not sure how to title her yet. Yes. It was a lot of people are saying you're a queen, and we have to be a queen and feel like a queen in your own right. And I'm like, well, people forget about what that comes with. You know what I mean? It's a lot to being a quote unquote queen, and let's appreciate that as opposed to just trying to title us that. And that's what all these annoying singing, everything could be nice and beautiful, but life can be difficult.
All the things that people are not seeing and forgetting.
Yes, and are forgetting what it takes to be that woman we all say that we're supposed to be.
Gotcha. Man, this is another, and then just the detail and how perfect and how exact it looks like a person's face. And a lot of people get that, but so how long does it take you to produce these pieces?
It definitely depends on how I'm feeling. Because, the one that won the awards, that took me 2 years to finish.
Oh, wow.
Like, I had it in my mind, but it wasn't until during the pandemic I was like, all right, it's time.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, this is the moment for it.
You're slowly working on it. Mm-hmm. So, are you, because people are saying 2 years, oh man, I ain't asked her to do that, but no. For the people, are you taking on people's requests at this point, or everything you're doing is for you?
It's both. Okay. I do a lot of commission. So commission just depends. It could be a month's time because it's oil. This is not acrylic.
Yeah.
This is oil painting, so this is a different aspect.
Yeah.
She
went to school for this, guy.
Yes, I did.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it can take some time, but if you want, what I would like to say is a masterpiece, then you're going to appreciate that time. You know what I mean? Because I have the same compassion for everything that I'm doing, whether it's for me and my personal portfolio or if it's for you. It's got the same thing behind it.
That's what's up. And so, to give them a little education, if you will, on the language, is there a type of painting? Of course, all of these are oil paintings.
Yes.
But I know nothing about it. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't go to school for it. So, is that all you do is oil painting, or you do acrylic painting, and what is the
I do acrylic painting when I'm doing paint parties.
Okay.
Yeah, I host paint parties and stuff like that. But acrylic, it dries faster, and when you go to college, they actually want you to steer away from acrylic. Okay. And so I started off with oil.
Gotcha.
And some colors in oil can take like weeks to dry.
Wow.
Yeah, it's completely different. Some things can take you in a month to dry. So it's a much more refined, but it's forgiving.
Yes.
But it's a much more refined thing, and I can execute things a lot better that way, to me.
Gotcha.
But also charcoal drawings, I'm really good with black and white fish. I don't know why I didn't bring a couple of those too, but I didn't. But I love to draw. But in pastels, stuff like that. But as far as painting, oil painting is my thing.
That's what's up. That's the oil painting lady. That is your thing. And are a lot of people that you are surrounded with, are a lot of people doing oil paintings?
No.
Okay.
No, the majority are doing acrylic.
Gotcha. You got
a couple. There's a couple. Yeah.
Gotcha.
There are a couple, yeah. But there's not a lot of us, Acrylic's easier for people to get started with. You know what I mean? So, and it's a lot more accessible now than it used to be.
Gotcha.
So that's more of the common. I'm sticking with my old school.
That's what's up, man. I support it. I appreciate it. And to hear the story is an amazing thing within itself, And so I just want to say I'm proud of you. The major
you.
thing that stands out for me is that you knew what you wanted to do and you stuck with it. And you're in a lane where you have a couple businesses now. You know, you have social media business, is what I call it. You know, but then you're also doing these wonderful paintings. You've gotten awards and the accolades. All of that comes. So, what keeps you grounded?
What keeps me grounded?
Yeah.
I guess it's really just the passion for it. Honestly, like I'm into this. You know, like it's like I said, it's a choice,
Yeah.
and it feeds me. You
That's
know, it
what's up.
feeds me mentally. You know, it stimulates me. You know what I mean? It makes me happy, like
That's what's up.
extremely happy. And I wasn't always there. Like we're all trying to be happy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And this is what truly fulfills me.
That's
You know,
good.
and that's what grounds me. You
Okay.
know, it makes me keep going because what other choice is there?
Right, right. So this is the part of the show where I open it up to you, whether it's something that you're thinking about or something you're like, I wanted to say that, talk about it, or just advice. I guess the question is, what advice would you give to an up and coming artist that wants to be in the spaces that you've been in and wants to have that desire and passion, or maybe they have it, but just what advice would you give that person? And then outside of that, if there's anything that you want to make known.
My advice is don't conform.
Mm.
You know, be exactly who you are. Do not let people convince you that there is a particular way to do things, a particular time to do things in. You know, make a choice and stick with it.
Yeah.
Make a choice and stick with it. And it's going to be hard, but everything we're doing is. We've all known that.
Yeah.
That's a true statement.
Yeah.
You know, so don't conform, stick with it, make a goal, and after that goal, make another one.
Stay busy.
Stay busy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stay busy. For me, I always say, like, I'm making goals, but this is a never-ending goal of achieving other goals.
That's what's up. That is what's up, man. That is a perfect way to put it. I really, really, really can resonate with that. And is there anything off topic or anything that you would like to leave the people with?
Like you're saying, I'm doing a lot of things. If you haven't heard of the Prolific Expo, I created that. That's an event I do 2 times a year. Hopefully doing it 3 times a year. Features a lot of artists, poets, small businesses. Some are my clients, some are people I randomly meet. Definitely look out for those. It's worth enjoying, trust me. And then there's an art market I have coming up.
Before you move on, because I've seen a couple of those flyers. Mm-hmm. Is there a certain time of year you're doing that, or is it just at different times?
Well, the next one will be in December. We're
Okay.
doing a Christmas season.
Gotcha.
So you'll start seeing advertisements for that about 3 months out is usually what I do. And we'll be looking for new artists, new businesses, performers, the whole nine. It's
and the social media is flowing at the bottom of the screen right now. And
yes.
You'll find it at the Blue Prolific and
yes.
Be Prolific on Instagram and stuff like that. So
yes.
definitely I'm going to come. I'm going to be part of that.
Awesome.
So again, just proud of you, man. It's really cool.
Thank you.
So with that being said, the idea of having a business and being so creative, how important is it to have a team or support, or is it just a you thing as far as the work?
You know what? Sometimes I'm a one-woman show, but no, it's not. It's important to get out there and network. It's extremely important to have supporters, Just like the 2 artists that are in the room with me, they're always at my expo. Me and Roxy have an event coming up at Railway Heights.
That's what's up.
That's in October. That'll be an art market. It's artists for artists takeover. So you can find that. But without people like them and, like-minded people, like, it's even harder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to be able to collaborate, and you need to be okay with collaborating. You know what I'm saying? You have to be willing to learn from each other. And, I learn from them all the time.
That's what's up. And ladies, if y'all want to step up and speak on what you have going on, I'm allowing that. So I'll let y'all think about that and just walk up if you want to do it. But I want to say thank y'all for being here. If there's anything y'all want to say about her, come up and do it. Don't be shy. But and we'll keep talking until they decide one way or the other. And if nothing else, just say hello. And this is all for exposure to my platform and people that are watching from y'all's platform and the people that you know. So you don't understand how bubbly I'm inside right now.
I'm glad.
You've done some amazing things, and people don't really understand the scope of what it takes. I'm a person that created the podcast show just to be the voice of my nonprofit, and to expose things on the platforms, you know, and the social media. And I understand how important social media is, but I don't live by social media, so to speak. But it turns into something else. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. Like, you really have to do it. And so that's why I'm in season 3. That's why I've had so many different people that some people haven't heard of. First time people that are getting into podcasts. But I'm like, how have you not been interviewed? Like, that's what I've been thinking this whole time. Like, but yeah, you know, and it's coming. And the thing is, energy attracts energy, and you're doing it from the heart. That's the most important thing for me. And then the impact is going to be made regardless. So again, shout out to you. So ladies, y'all coming, y'all moving, y'all come on up and say something. If you just step around here, introduce yourself, and let me just. She doesn't have to start. You'll just slide over. Okay. And this wasn't expected, but that's okay. I'll let you talk, and I'll sit right behind you. Go ahead. You have to be right here.
Rocky, you need to get up here. Yeah. Let me get this chair.
Yeah. You'll move yours in the middle. Right.
I don't like being in the middle.
Yeah. Absolutely. Unorthodox thing, but it's okay. Yeah, everybody on the screen. Sorry, just a little bit more for me. Yeah, right. Just kind of like go up and in the middle. All right, Roxy.
That's how it feels like
Roxy's like, I didn't come here for this.
Hey, but I feel like this is a testament, you know, of how I like to collaborate and work with a lot of creative people. So this is Rose. She's also a painter. And this is Roxy. Roxy was here. You'll see them both at a lot of different events. We all collaborate together. Her and I have worked on grants together. Me and Roxy have an event coming up, and you guys can tell them about you guys if you like.
Okay.
Tell them how to find you. Of course, I don't have y'all graphics up on screen, but tell them how to find you.
Today's about the TOYA.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say, coming in here, the energy here has been so good. Since the moment I stepped through the door, everything that y'all talked about just touched me so real. But I'm happy to see that how far you've grown since I met you. I think I met you like 2 years ago. I've always, yeah, it was before the pandemic.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Ooh,
I know.
But it's really cool to see artists grow and also grow and build other artists at the same time. One thing that I really love, especially about LaToya, is her beauty as an artist, but also her professionalism in the things that she does. The Blue Prolific Studios, the Prolific Expo, that's one of my favorite events. To me, what it is, it's just a place for community. It's a place for like-minded people to come together. It's such a strong niche in Houston. Once you find it, you know what it is.
Yeah.
It's really cool to
What's your name again, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Rose.
Rose.
Yes. And my so my little painting business, I am an acrylic painter too, just because I didn't go to school for painting. Instead, I went to school for drawing instead. And like you said, acrylic is a little bit easier to get into, all of that. But my main thing is painting portraits. And I do that just because I love like portrait or capturing the story and essence of a person into one piece. A lot of the portraits that I've done have been just like really big figures. Well, to me, they're big figures.
Yeah.
It can be to other people differently, but just capturing the essence of a person and the life and how they've touched everybody.
So, welcome. Glad you're here and part of the Reach Podcast show. Thank you. Roxy.
I mean, I'm honestly grateful to have been invited by LaToya just to kind of witness. I also met her a little over 2 years ago. It was like during the pandemic.
Yeah.
She reached out to me for the Blue Prolific, and it has been an honor to watch her events blossom, and then just even being here today. You know, we've had conversations about her background, but I've learned things today, and I'm just like, you go, girl. You know, it's like, you go, girl, and it's an honor to be able to partner with someone so prolific.
Yeah.
Honestly, and we have different styles. Obviously, Toya does the oils and that classic, and I'm more acrylic and abstract.
Okay.
And so we're actually planning to do a collaboration collection, so that we can kind of marry our styles at some point. But that's going to come obviously after we get the event that she mentioned, kind of under our belt. And that's going to be our very first collaboration, which I'm excited about. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Give it up for your girls. So thank you very much. I appreciate y'all being part of the show. I'm going to step back over here. And y'all can stay with us, and I'm going to come sit back down if y'all don't mind. But the whole thing is you guys as a collaboration are even building on something that's already amazing. That's the basic part for me. I'll just stand right here. So thank y'all for all that y'all doing and the influence that you're making on people and the things that you probably don't even realize that you're doing and the things that you're purposely doing. So it's a huge thing. And Toya, what I wanted to ask you lastly is the aspect of doing your art show and people getting into your painting. What is the most important thing for people to understand about what you want them to receive from the things that you're doing?
I guess the most important thing is I'm here to create something for you that is going to be everlasting. And some people don't understand how long it takes to create things of value, what it takes to be the artists that we are, to achieve the things that we achieve. I just would hope that other people can learn to understand that, you know what I mean, and to get what it takes a lot. It takes a lot to be who we are. It takes a lot to create things straight out of our minds for you guys and ourselves, you know what I mean? Something that's going to be of value that you'll probably be using for years to come.
Yeah, absolutely. And lastly, for people that are watching, how much time do you have after this show to be here?
I've got some time.
Got some time? So I'm going to say she's going to be here for a little bit, however long that is. If you are in the area, get over here to Brown Sugar Cafe and Brooks if you'd love to meet her and her amazing support team and followers and Miss Roxy and Miss Rose. And just come celebrate with them because you are to be celebrated, young lady.
Thank you. Can I mention one more thing? One thing that I forgot and we never talked about. I also started a boutique because I love fashion. My partner is in LA. I've known her since I was 14 years old. We actually had our first fashion show at the last expo that I did. It is called Prim and Proper. You can find it on Instagram as Prim and Proper and on Facebook as Prim and Proper. Online.
Is it online only or storefront boutique?
It's online only right now. Okay. Online only right now.
That's all they need anyway.
Yeah, but just, you can find some links and everything. You'll see some posts on my Instagram. But that too. So like we said, I do a lot of everything. So let's not leave anything out.
Absolutely. So we appreciate you. Thank you. Ladies, thank y'all. Y'all can take y'all seats again if you want to at this time. Appreciate y'all being part of the show. And so just to kind of close us out, and you can have me switch back over there. The things that are happening for you, I just want to speak life into everything that you got going on and tell you, keep the attitude and the mindset that you've been having, obviously, your whole life. Don't stop. Don't give in. And if we all go through things. So if there's ever a time where you have downtime or something gets the best of you, just pour back into yourself through your painting and stuff. I think that would be the best advice I can give to you.
Thank you.
I appreciate the value that you're putting on stuff because people don't understand, and that's one of the things that when you see a painting that's $2,500 or $3,500, it's just a painting, but it's actually changing my mindset because one, by not knowing much, like you said, this is oil painting, and not to take anything away from acrylic, but it just adds value, whether it's acrylic or whether it's oil, and just like you said, pulling things out of your mind and being such a creative, it's just value in that and taking time is money. That's the other thing. Time is money, and people don't really see that when they look at a painting. They don't know the hours. They don't know what you're juggling. They don't know all the amazing businesses that you have and what it takes to get those businesses going, keep running, and then also produce something like this. So the value that you're putting behind things. You are an educated woman. You are award-winning and all of that. I need you to add that to your titles, okay? The award-winning lady, and write those things down and just build your resume and keep doing what you're doing. And I want to say, appreciate you being part of the Reach Podcast Show, and thank you for coming. Is there anything? Absolutely. Is there anything that you would like to leave us with since we're closing out?
Not anything particular other than, like my friend told me, and I'm glad I did it today, step out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
Do what you need to do to achieve the things you want to achieve, because it's out there for all of us.
Absolutely. And so with that being said, we're going to end the show, and I hope everybody got something, whether you're on Instagram, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. We appreciate you guys for being part of the show today. And just hope you learned something, because, again, the show is to reach somebody in some shape, form, or fashion and help them do the things that they're looking to do, and just be inspired is what I would say. And let me see if I can get this going again, because this is how we started off, and this is how we're going to end it. So we want to say thank you guys for being part of the show again. And, of course, it's kind of buffering right now, so I don't know if it's going to play for us. Yeah, so we'll yeah, it's always something. But no, thank you guys for tuning in, being part of the show, and we'll see you guys next week. Come back for another amazing guest and story behind that person, and be part of everything that we got going on right here. Have a great weekend. So peace out to everybody. Thank you.